Charlotte is one of the most broken healers in Genshin Impact, and I personally think that she is an extremely underrated character. I've been using Charlotte pretty much since I first started the game around the early versions of Fontaine, and she's been a staple on all of my early game teams. If you're looking for an incredible healer for your Farina teams or your freeze teams with Skirk, look no further. So I am not exaggerating when I say that I've been using Charlotte since the early game. In fact, she was one of my first few characters that I got to friendship level 10. So that goes to show how much I really did use her. And you know, in the early game, like you need a healer. Charlotte really saved my butt, like a lot. So my Charlotte right now is level 70, and I thought that this would be the perfect time to fix up her build, level her up a little alongside the release of Skirk and Escoffier and her long-awaited rerun as well. I am hoping to get her to level 80 today. Of course, she doesn't really need to be past level 70 in my opinion, but I just love Charlotte, so I'm gonna get her to level 80. I usually use her on a Favonius codex, but we've got a couple of other options we can look at, so I'll talk about that a little bit later. We're gonna fix up her artifacts a bit, and my Charlotte is C6, by the way, and then of course we shall work on her talents as well. But for now, let's start off with her ascension. So I only need to ascend her once. We can begin with the not expert boss. I'm getting my ZZZ and Genshin mixed up. We can begin with the boss here, which is this mechanical plunging guy. I'm not a big fan of this boss. It's quite annoying, but I'm sure in the overworld it's like easy enough. I'm just gonna try using my freeze team here that I have with Escoffier, Farina, Charlotte, and Skirk. So yeah, like I did say, Charlotte just is an incredible healer. She basically full heals the entire team, like full team, full heal, pretty much. It's just so OP, and I feel like not enough people talk about it. Okay, and I mean this world boss is quite easy with this team. I don't even need to heal with Charlotte, but I'll just do it anyway because why not? And second boss done. So I need to do this like once or twice more. And also right now I do have a ton of ER on Charlotte. And obviously this is a triple cryo team as well. I think once I change up her artifacts a bit, I don't know if I may or may not have ER problems. We only got 3 drops, so I am gonna have to do the boss one last time. Yeah, like I said, I hope I don't run into ER problems with Charlotte, and I will be keeping her on a support build rather than testing out some kind of DPS build with her. Although I'm sure a DPS Charlotte would be really fun. I think for the sake of like Imaginarium Theater and stuff, which is kind of where I would be using Charlotte the most, I would rather have her on a supportive build that could support a variety of characters rather than her being like a really niche DPS. Ooh, this guy is really coming after me. Next up, I guess we can go grab some barrel conch. This is one of my least favorite local specialties to farm. There are quite a few that I dislike, and I think a lot of you guys can agree. The Philanimo mushroom in Mondstadt is a horrible one to farm. Core lapis in Liyue, also horrible to farm. There's that one flower in Liyue that are like also at the top of the mountains. Anyway, I think the barrel conch is also one of my least favorites. Thankfully, I do have both Linny and Clorand who are going to mark the icons for us on the map. So let's go. We'll have Charlotte can collect her own barrel conches. I always like to collect the items using the character that I'm ascending because, you know, it's theirs, right? I don't know if any of you guys do that. I am already stuck and don't know where to look. Maybe it's down here. I think they're in here. Yes, okay. As a controller player, my camera movement is quite slow, so it's a little bit inconvenient to explore in the underwater sometimes. And I'm seeing some more over here. At the very least, the barrel conches are quite large and easy enough to see from a distance, but they are like the same color as the surroundings, so. And I think it's just the underwater movement that kind of makes them more difficult. Although there is something very peaceful about swimming here in the underwater. The muffled sounds of the water, as well as all the fishies swimming around. And thankfully, since I am only farming for one ascension, I don't need to get too many of the barrel conches. And I do believe there are quite a decent number of barrel conches available in the underwater anyway, so I don't think I am going to be needing to visit any other worlds. Ooh, what is this? I think this is a challenge I have never done. I need to explore Fontaine more. I have not really fully completed Fontaine exploration. I did a decent amount, like certainly more than half, but I think I need to do more because I really do enjoy Fontaine. And we are a little more than halfway there. But you know what? I am having a peaceful time right now. The problem with the map markings too is that it keeps marking like other local specialties in the area, like this real maritime flower, which is not what I'm looking for, and it's just causing confusion for me. And I am seeing them here. Oh my god, is this a Hydroculus? Continuing, there's quite a few of them here. We'll come over here. Hopefully these are pretty easy to find. Oh, they're right in front of my face. Are there barrel conches inside of this? Or no? On the outside? Perhaps on the inside as well? I think they were on the inside. I see some sparkles. Let's see if I can go inside. I'm pretty sure I do have this unlocked. Right. And it says there's one more. Oh, here it is, behind the rock. Okay, and we only need 3 more, but there's one right here. Oh, and there's the last one. Perfect. So 45 barrel conches all gathered up. All right, Charlotte ascended to level 80. There she goes. I also quickly want to mention that I think that Charlotte has one of the best normal attack animations in the game. She has like this photo taking animation, which I think is just so unique and so creative, like taking pictures of your enemies to their deaths. I don't know, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. Also, if you guys don't know, Charlotte has this talent here called first person shutter. After activating the special analysis zoom lens, Charlotte's skill cannot trigger its original effects, but instead enables her to take photos in a rather unique manner. So essentially what that is, I believe you get this item from a world quest if I'm not mistaken, but in your gadgets pocket of your inventory you should have this special analysis zoom lens. Activate the gadget here, and in doing so, if you use her skill, you can just walk around as Charlotte taking pictures. And I think it's a really cool detail because there's no, like, you can't do this with the regular camera. I don't think, like a first person point of view, and it kind of goes in, the zoom kind of goes in, like you can really look at some of these details here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I feel like it's a pretty unique detail that we kind of forget about. I need to deactivate that though, because I want to make sure her skill does work, so we'll deactivate this. Just a fun little tidbit about Charlotte in case you guys didn't know or you had forgotten. Now, continuing on with her build, so I have always been using her on the Favonius codex this whole time, which is one of her best options. Another one of her best options is the Prototype Amber, because this will help a lot with her energy requirements, because Charlotte is quite ER heavy, and of course Prototype Amber also provides additional healing. Lastly, the most supportive option of the three would be the Thrilling Tales. I think I am going to be putting her on the Thrilling Tales, mainly because I want to be building her for the Skirk team, and also when I am using her in the Imaginarium Theater, I just want her to have a little bit more usage, I guess. However, I would say that the Favonius Codex is an equally great option. So I have one copy of a level 80 R5 Thrilling Tales, but I'm actually thinking of leveling up another one, refine this Thrilling Tales, and since it is a 3-star weapon, I don't think it takes up like that many materials to my knowledge. Let's start enhancing it. Okay, so it looks like I had enough materials in my inventory to ascend this to level 80 without needing to farm any extra. I could even get it to level 90 honestly, but I think I'm okay leaving it at level 80. Now, the HP substat doesn't help Charlotte at all because she is attack based for her healing and she needs like a heck ton of ER. So hopefully with her artifacts I am gonna be able to reach the ER requirements. So right now I do have 209 ER with her current build. She is on a 2-piece right now, but I'm hoping I can switch her over to a 4-piece noblesse for some extra supportive capability. So ideally I do want to have her ER still hit about 200% just to be safe when she's not being used on a freeze team with a lot of cryo characters. I do have quite a few artifacts here that I can potentially level up. I have this one with like so much attack but not really any ER, so we'll level these up a bit. Thankfully this rolled into ER. Defense, okay, I'm gonna hold on to that for now. And then I have this one with some attack. If this rolls into ER, that would be really good. Crit rate. Okay. I mean, I think this could be used on another character, but not today. Not today. We'll try this one. And I'm not really focusing on her damage, of course. Oh no. And even the attack, I'm not really trying to hyper focus on it. Of course, her attack will help with her healing statistics. But I think Charlotte is just such a strong healer already that I don't know if we really need all of that. Some okay rolls here. So we'll equip this one. And let's see. I am going to give her an ER sand. And I only have one under noblesse. I have this one. I could see if I have something that is an off piece perhaps that I can use. I guess this one works. This one has a lot of attack too, right? Level this up one more time. And triple attack. Pretty good. So we'll go back to noblesse on the goblet. I have this pretty good attack goblet here for Charlotte. Really good substats. Okay, that is a lot of crit rate, which could come in handy when I'm using her with Favonius Codex. And lastly, the circlet. I am going to give her the healing bonus. I have this one, which is pretty good, ER and double attack. As long as it rolls plenty into ER, that would be nice. I am getting quite a lot of attack rolls today. Ooh, but we got that ER there coming in clutch at the end. Okay, that was a pretty simple rolling session. My flower is still level 16, but let me see what her ER is at right now. Oh, it's at 196. That's like really good, I think. Okay, let me try leveling this one. If this hits ER, that would be really good. I am running out of materials though. Fingers crossed. It went into attack, which is good. It's better than the other two, so I don't know. I guess I'll just hold on to this for now. I mean, that was a pretty easy rolling session. I would say I'm pretty satisfied with that, actually. I feel like there is quite a relief of stress when you're not trying to roll for crit rate, crit damage, elemental mastery, attack, like all of those things. Maybe we were just lucky today. Now for her talents, I'm gonna be leveling up the burst just a little bit more because this is where most of her healing comes in handy, although I'm gonna need some more of the enemy drops. Before we do that, I do want to briefly touch on one of Charlotte's passives. Her A4 passive is, funnily enough, one of the early instances of like region locking a team. This passive, it says when the party contains 1, 2, or 3 Fontanians other than herself, she gets healing bonus. When there are non-Fontanians, she gets cryo damage bonus. So this passive is far from being a deal breaker. Charlotte's healing is really strong anyway, and for the most part it's likely that you will have Farina on the team with her. And I mean, Charlotte's personal cryo damage bonus, I don't know how important or useful that is unless you have her on some sort of DPS build, in my opinion. But anyway, let's level up her talent. Elemental burst, I don't know how far I want to level it up. I'm not trying to like really max it out like crazy. I feel like I'm okay just leveling it up to 10, right? Now with all of that, Charlotte does have 1499 attack and her ER is 196. I think this is a pretty decent amount of ER, especially if she's on a team with at least one other cryo character. And because my Charlotte has her C4, well, she's C6, but because she does have the C4, that also reduces some of the ER requirements. So hopefully this should be okay on most of the teams that I plan to use her on. Okay, so I think that was a straightforward build. This might have been one of the fastest and easiest builds I've done in a while, honestly. But I do want to try using her out a little with the freeze teams and with maybe like a melt team, potentially. I'm going to try using the Charlotte freeze team with Skirk in the Stygian Onslaught here with that cryo freeze boss. This is the fearless mode, and I think that in this case, the Favonius Codex might be a great option for Charlotte for that extra energy. But I'm gonna try her out first with the Thrilling Tales and see how it goes. And I do have C6 Farina, by the way, but I'm gonna try not to use Farina's healing abilities at all, and I'm just gonna be using her skill and her burst and not her C6 healing to give Charlotte that full heal that you just saw, to give her the time to shine. And FYI, I am not really a great Skirk player. Like, I'm just mashing my normal attacks. I don't really know Skirk combos at all, so apologies for anything that you might see there. And I accidentally used Farina's normal attack. I meant to kill some time there. It's Farina's normal attack that gives her the healing, but I'm trying not to use that. But I mean, we're doing really good so far. I mean, we did really good. I actually beat my last record. I had about 81 seconds or so with Skirk, Farina, Escoffier, and Yelan, but I beat that by about 15 seconds with Charlotte. So hey, and this was me not even using my C6 Farina to her fullest. Not that I really needed to, because Charlotte was easily handling all of that healing for the fanfare stacks. Oh my god, I'm like actually surprised. This was actually quite good. Okay, I don't know if you guys have seen those like meme videos or whatever about Charlotte snapping a picture of the enemy and then Arlecchino just immediately assassinating them, but I wanted to try that out. So unfortunately I don't have an elemental mastery sand to give to Arlecchino, so I think we're gonna be missing some of that melt damage that she can potentially do. But let's see, we're just gonna be going over here to some overworld enemies. Okay, so I'm gonna activate Arlecchino's skill here. Well, no, actually no, we're gonna absorb so we get that bond of life, and they already died. Charlotte picture, Arlecchino assassination. That was 115k there on that melt. Man, I wish I had an elemental mastery sand. I don't really have a good one for Arlecchino because I have this pretty good attack sand here, but my elemental mastery one doesn't have double crit, and unfortunately I am unable to give her an off piece. I mean, I could just give her an off piece and like forego the 4-piece artifact set. Should I try that? Allow me to borrow this EM sand from Mavwika, so Arlecchino no longer has the 4-piece harmonic whimsy, but I'm just gonna see what's up. And she has 319 elemental mastery now, so I don't know. Let's look for some enemies. Okay, we have full bond of life on Arlecchino, so we're gonna snap a picture and bam. This is kind of fun. Let me try going back to her 4-piece. All right, Charlotte. Okay, it's about the same. Or maybe the 4-piece is better, I don't know. Okay, we've got some more bogeys over here. Yeah, I mean, you saw that one. I think if I had a better EM build on Arlecchino, it would be much better. Oh, that was 165. That was like a lower level enemy though. Bam, 154. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy Charlotte rebuild video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments if you pulled for Skirk or Escoffier. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.